Hello bakers, and welcome back to episode 5 of Behind the Bake Off. If you missed last week's episode where we took on the lace heart pancakes, the link for that is down below. This week, the bakers were challenged to create a British classic, the Bakewell Tart. Buttery short crust pastry, raspberry jam, and a light and fluffy frangipan makes the Bakewell Tart a national favourite for tea time treats. For the short crust pastry, I've sifted 210 grams of plain flour and 30 grams of icing sugar into a bowl. Add in 120 grams of butter and then rub the mixture between your fingers until it forms breadcrumbs. Make a well in the middle and add in 2 egg yolks. Slowly add in 2 tablespoons of cold water while combining into a soft dough. Be careful not to overwork the pastry, form it into a ball and then wrap in cling film and place in the fridge to chill. Once cool, roll out the pastry on a lightly floured surface to about half a centimetre thick. Roll onto the back of your rolling pin and then line a tart tin. Press the pastry into the sides of the tin and then use the rolling pin to cut off any excess pastry along the top. Fold some parchment like this into a cone. Measure against the side of the tin and then cut into a nice even circle. Crumble the paper to make it easier to fit into the bottom of the dish. For the blind bake, you'll need to fill the pastry case with baking beans to stop the pastry from shrinking. Bake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. Remove the beans and then bake for a further 5 minutes to avoid having a soggy bottom. Once cooked, spread 1 to 2 tablespoons of raspberry jam over the base. For the frangipan, cream together 125 grams of butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Add in 1 lightly beaten egg and then mix until smooth. Add in 125 grams of ground almonds, half a teaspoon of almond extract and the zest of a lemon, and then continue to mix. Spoon the mixture into a piping bag so you can evenly layer it over the top of the jam. Smooth the top over and then decorate with some flaked almonds. Bake in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes until golden brown. A skewer should come out clean when inserted into the middle of the frangipan. For the icing, mix together 80 grams of icing sugar with 2.5 teaspoons of cold water. Once the tart is cool, you can drizzle the icing over the top, but for an extra show-stopping finish, you can also pipe it out into a creative design. And there you have it. This Bakewell Tart will have your friends calling you Mr. Kipling or Miss Kipling in no time. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe and I'll see you next week.